Hey, welcome in. It is MyBookie.ag Monday night matchup. Lance Taylor here. We're going to talk some Lance'sLog.com. You can play the game at MyBookie.ag Code NextRound for that 50% sign-on bonus. MyBookie.ag Code NextRound. What's up, LT? How are you?
I'm good, man. We are licking wounds after a really, really bad Saturday and Sunday. But we come hard tonight. We've got a side on this Chargers-Jets game. I mean, that's actually a pretty good game. You know, a couple of weeks ago, you'd have been like, this is kind of a rat game, but the Jets won 3 consecutive games. Defense playing really well in that 3-game stretch. Zach Wilson hasn't been horrible. Justin Herbert, he's interesting in these spots. He just doesn't seem to play his best football in primetime games.
He does not. The Chargers, though, this is two teams that every single game they play is a close game. Like the Jets, even though they lost Aaron Rodgers, just about every game they played has been a one-score game, 3-point game, and the Chargers play everybody close. Now, they lose a lot of those decisions, but every single game the Chargers play, it feels like it comes down to the final possession.
Yeah, and who would have had right now the Jets to actually have a better record than the Chargers through 2 months of the season? I mean, I mean, when Aaron Rodgers went out, I mean, that seemed impossible. And, you know, I don't know if you saw the video earlier, him walking into the stadium. He was walking in with, you know, no cane, no support, no boot.
Throwing on the field. I saw him throwing on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a tease job. I mean, I don't know how realistic it is. If they were to hang around, hover around 500, somehow get into the postseason, you know, does he really make a comeback?
I can tell you when he'll come back. They play the Dolphins in December, and it'll probably be a key game. I'm sure he'll be the next game.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see him come back. Zach Wilson has not been a world beater, but boy, with that defense, it just shows you the way their defense is played, how good that team would have been with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the way that defense plays.
I mean, you know, they're giving up, I think, 15 points per game during this 3-game win streak.
Yeah.
So they are lights out. And I'm waiting for the Chargers. You know, do they turn the corner? I don't know. You know, Brandon Staley, I think it's a pivotal year for him and what happens over the next couple of months, whether or not he's going to be back next year. I saw today, too, Austin Eckler, you know, he's gotten back in the lineup. He hasn't put up good numbers. I know we'll get into player props here in a second. But he leads the NFL in total touchdowns since 21. Did you realize that?
I did not realize that. That's a pretty interesting stat.
Yeah.
He leads the NFL, Austin Eckler does?
Yeah, he's got 40 touchdowns since the start of 21.
Yeah, I'm not sure who I would have guessed did, but I don't think I would have guessed Austin Eckler.
I think I would have gone McCaffrey because McCaffrey's got this, you know, like 16 straight games with a touchdown or something. Yeah, I think I would have gone McCaffrey, but then you got to put in a time missed for McCaffrey, although Eckler's missed some time this year. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it is Eckler.
Yeah, Austin Eckler, huh? All right, let's go. Well, let's first talk about the game itself. You've got a play up here. The Chargers are a 3-point favorite, a total of 41 there in MetLife Stadium. Chargers a 3-point favorite, total of 41. You got to play up right at Lance'sLog.com.
I do. We got a side up on that. We were going to play the total. I wanted to play this over. Overs were 3 and 10 yesterday. So games, 60% of NFL games have gone under the total this year. I know people love playing overs, and I think it's a pretty good spot to play the over here. So just a free one to throw out to you. I really it's been so difficult to get one side this weekend.
Yeah.
You know, it was going to be really difficult to get side in total. So I decided to go with the side here. But I do like this game to play over the 40.5.
Yeah. So a lean for you, a lean for the over, but a play on one of the sides right now. So that's where you're going.
Yeah, we got 3 NBA games. We got 1 game in college hoops up.
Have you watched much college hoops today?
120. Yeah, I flipped past it. I haven't gotten. This is that time of year I just don't get into hoops. I can, once we get into Thanksgiving a little bit, I can get into some of those tournaments. Obviously, once we get out of the college football season, I'm all in January. But I just, boy, it's tough for me to get into it. But I will. What time's Bama tip tonight?
Hang on, I'll tell you that real quick.
Right now?
Probably right now. Let's see, Lance Taylor. Let me tell you. Men's basketball, SEC. Alabama tips at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock tonight.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll definitely tune into that.
Yeah, Alabama tips at 7. Tennessee is hammering Tennessee Tech right now. Oregon beat Georgia earlier, 82-71. So there you go. There's your scoreboard. I was going to look. Sanford was playing Purdue.
I think Purdue was a 19.5-point favorite. We had a mutual friend went to that game, believe it or not.
Well, he's watching Purdue right now, up 25-4 early. So Purdue flexing their muscle.
I don't think the Bulldogs have an answer for Zach Edey.
Yeah, I'm going to say there's not many 7-footers walking around at Homeland.
Yeah.
They would stand out. Give me a player. What player prop? Let's do quarterbacks real quick. You want to do quarterbacks?
Yeah, I think I saw Zach Wilson's I think his total passing yards 216.5.
Okay. All right.
I think that's right.
Those players we have got Zach Wilson 214.5. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think I would lean that. The thing is, the Chargers don't have the best secondary, and I think you'll get some opportunities here. This could be a big game for Garrett Wilson. Where is he on total receiving yards? I would guess 64.5.
Let me throw Garrett Wilson in the mix here at MyBookie.ag. That's where all these are coming from. Garrett Wilson. Yeah. That's what I like about this is I can throw in.
Oh, hey, so as you're looking for Garrett Wilson last night, the only two props I played all weekend, and I think I told you this, I played Stephon Diggs over 6.5 receptions, and I played Stephon Diggs over 86.5 yards. He had 6 receptions for 86 yards. That is how my luck went this weekend.
Vegas knew it. What did you want? Garrett Wilson receiving yards? Is that what
I would say 64.5.
71.5 right here at MyBookie.ag.
Yeah. He's one of my favorite receivers. He hasn't been, the skill case hasn't been really shown off because of Zach Wilson. If Aaron Rodgers would have stayed healthy, Garrett Wilson would have had a tremendous season.
No doubt. Justin Herbert pass yards tonight, 249.5 at MyBookie.ag.
Yeah, the thing you worry about with Justin Herbert, man, is he is a turnover machine. And now you're going to get pressure from the interior, out on the edge. This team will, again, Austin Eckler hasn't gone over, I think, 45 yards rushing since he's come back. It's going to be really tough sledding for him tonight. And then all the pressure is on Herbert. The good news is big, physical, athletic guy, but boy, he makes some mistakes. And this is a defense that can put you in bad situations.
1+ interception minus 150. 2+ interceptions for Justin Herbert plus 450.
Yeah, he throws 2. This game gets away from them quickly.
Yeah,
that's a lot of picks. But I mean, you want to take a flyer on it. I mean, put $100 up, win $450.
You know where you can win one of those is late close game, and they have to throw a Hail Mary, and it just randomly gets intercepted. That is it's a cheap way of winning one, but you can do it.
Yeah, even before the half sometimes.
Yeah.
We had a friend. He was about to put into these props. I mean, you start going through them, and you look at future bets too. And I would like to see what some of the future Super Bowl odds are, because I think there's like 8 or 9 teams that if they won the Super Bowl this year, it would not shock me. But we had a buddy almost put LSU in right before Alabama kick it 35-1 to win the national championship. And that would have been burn the ticket immediately after.
Where could you get Alabama? Because I saw their odds today. I mean, they're, I think, 3rd in the national championship odds now. What was the highest number you could get on them?
I think I saw Alabama last week at 15-1.
I bet it was higher than that coming out of the South Florida game.
Probably 15-1 this late in the year for Alabama, though. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have taken it because I liked LSU to win this past weekend. But if you felt good about Alabama, the odds were going to drastically shift after winning that game.
Austin Eckler rush yards tonight. You want to guess it?
51.
49.5. Man, you're good at that. I don't know what made you think 51.
I do a lot of this, and people this past weekend wouldn't think that I do this for a living, but I mean, I set the numbers as good as I pick against them, obviously.
Austin Eckler touchdowns, one or more minus 143, 2 or more plus 350. You just said what kind of scoring machine that guy could be.
Yeah, but boy, that Jets defense is playing so good. But I do like the over here, so I think there's going to be, a couple of big plays, and Eckler is he's a stud.
The total is, as Lance said, 41, so he likes the over 41. I think I got the Super Bowl odds updated right here. Is that what you wanted, Super Bowl odds?
Yeah, I was just, because I think right now, and this has changed, this might be the first time, what are we in, week 8 now?
Yeah.
9? I think I would have had 6 different teams as my best team coming out of different weeks.
No joke.
Yeah, like right now, I would put Baltimore power ratings number 1. Yeah. I would think the Chiefs are going to be your favorite, though.
They are. That is
It
correct.
probably,
Plus 450.
yeah, I was going to say like 4-1, so 450, very close. I would say right behind the Chiefs, probably the Eagles.
Plus 500, 5-1.
Then this is where it gets interesting. I would say behind the Eagles, we might have the Ravens.
They're close, but you got San Francisco still in there.
Yeah, okay.
They're 6-1, plus 600. Then the Eagles are 9-1. And this where it gets really interesting. I mean, it's kind of all over the board after
But
that.
you said the Ravens are 9-1?
9-1 Ravens. You think that's a good play right now?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, you say that. I mean, there's 7 or 8 teams that can win this thing, so there's still a lot to beat. But I mean, they are playing. Their offense with Todd Monken was completely lost in September, and boy, it has come together.
Right behind the Ravens, the Cowboys and the Dolphins at 11-1. Cowboys, that's an interesting spot for them.
Win a couple of big games before I'm even thinking about doing anything with the Cowboys.
We'll stay the same about the Dolphins.
Yeah.
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 Cincinnati is 12-1.
Okay, I think Cincinnati's really good, and I think over in the NFC, I think you take a flyer on Seattle or Detroit.
You could get Seattle right now at plus 4,000. You could get
40-1.
Yeah, you could get Detroit at plus 1,200. So 12-1 for them. They're the same as Cincinnati. Buffalo is 16-1. Jacksonville 18-1.
So technically, Seattle is still tied for the division lead. If you somehow win that division and get a bye,
yeah,
you've only got to win 2 games to get the Super Bowl. I have 40-1 on a team that's 5-3 right now that has looked really good at times. Now, they were completely demolished yesterday by the Ravens.
They wouldn't get a bye, but they would get a home game.
A home game, yeah.
Philadelphia would get the bye.
Yeah.
Your Rams for just for giggles, 200-1 right now.
Yeah, I think we up until that Steelers lost, I felt like we might slide into the playoffs and we'd be a tricky out. But I don't know if we see Matt Stafford again with the jammed up thumb. And this Brett Rippon, he's a pretty solid quarterback at Boise State, but he is not a good NFL quarterback.
How about this? The Patriots, 400-1. When's the last time you've seen the Patriots 400-1?
The 80s.
I mean, really?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty amazing. And if you would have told me as good as Mac Jones was in 2020, when Devontae Smith wins the Heisman Trophy, they win the national championship, like the next year he's going to be starting quarterback for the Patriots and they're going to be in the postseason in year 1, I would have said by year 3, damn, it's no telling what they're doing.
I know.
Yeah, buddy, they're awful.
They are way off right now. In college football, this is the MyBookie.ag Monday night matchup. And you can play right now, MyBookie.ag Code NextRound. Get that 50% sign-on bonus up to $1,000. MyBookie.ag Code NextRound. Get that sign-on bonus 50% up to $1,000. Play with it right away. And you can bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag. Lance Taylor, we have flushed last weekend. We're into a new week, and Lance'sLock.com's got a play up tonight.
Yeah, we've got the side up in the Monday night game between the Chargers and Jets. We've got 3 NBA plays, including a free play on the Pacers playing the Spurs. That number's up to 9.5. Doesn't scare me. I think it's going to be a complete blowout. And then we've got 1 college game tonight. College hoops starting up this Monday night, 110 to 120 games. Forgot exactly what it was. Complete pain in the ass going through those today. But like you said, we're going to get this thing right. Last week we were coming off a bad Sunday, and we ended up going 7-3 during the week. And then things took a dramatic turn on Saturday and Sunday. And we technically had the worst weekend in 9 years of existence that we've ever had. But it's a long season. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint.
That's right.
And, we've got college basketball, which we've traditionally been really good at, NBA, NFL, college football. We've got so much out there, and the occasional ice pick. But jump on board at Lance'sLock.com. Again, free winner tonight with the Pacers, and we do have the side up right now, the Chargers and the Jets.
College football, Georgia 2.5-1 right now. Well, actually, Michigan plus 220, depending on which shop, as Furman likes to say, which shop you use. Michigan plus 220, Georgia plus 250. So those two are head-to-head right now, right?
Yeah, I think Michigan would win that game right now. It's hard to gauge because Michigan has absolutely played nobody. Georgia did play a team with a heartbeat this past week in Missouri. Missouri's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I do think that I think Michigan's the best team right now. But that's not enough value for me.
Okay. Florida State 6-1.
Nope. I don't think they can win 2 games.
Ohio State 7-1.
I don't know if they can win 2 games.
Alabama 9-1.
Alabama at 9-1, I think is pretty good value. I said this earlier on the show today. I really believe Michigan, Georgia, Oregon, and Alabama are your 4 best teams. What is Oregon right now?
They're 10-1. You could get Alabama 9-1 and Oregon 10-1 right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are 2 teams that are very capable of not only getting into the playoff but actually winning. Yeah. And Oregon's got the easier path. So if I had to play one of those, because you got to think about it, Alabama's still got to go to the road, and this is a tricky game this weekend against Kentucky. Yeah. And then you've got to go to Jordan-Hare with an Auburn team that is getting better, and we've seen that place be the house of horrors for Alabama in the past. Then you have to beat Georgia. So, I mean, there is no margin of error. There's not for Oregon either, but when you start to look at Oregon's schedule, I mean, USC might be a little tricky this weekend. Oregon State may be a little tricky, but I feel better about saying Oregon wins Pac-12 than Alabama winning the SEC. You?
Yeah, I would. I think Oregon is the best team. I don't know that Alabama is the best team in the SEC.
Yeah, and Oregon, I think it also benefits them in the rematch with Washington.
Yeah.
Alabama matching up with Georgia that first time this year, I don't know.
Yeah. Great question to wrap up on. Landmine Believer. You got to pick one. Brian Ferentz's offensive coordinator or Alex Grinch's defensive coordinator. Who do you choose?
I will go Alex Grinch because I have seen Alex Grinch when he was at Washington State and a little bit of Ohio State have success as a defensive coordinator. So I've seen that. I've never seen it with Brian Ferentz.
You know what? I'm going to lose games either way. At least it's a more entertaining loss if I got Alex Grinch, right?
That's true. Yeah.
All right, we got a game coming up, Monday Night Football, Chargers at the Jets. The Chargers -3, total of 41. You can play it at MyBookie.ag, code NextRound to get that sign-on bonus, 50% sign-on bonus up to $1,000. MyBookie.ag, code NextRound. And Lance has a side up at lanceslock.com. You lean over, but you have an actual side up.
Yeah, I lean over in this game. 40.5 is total right now. The Chargers are up to 3. I do have a side. Jump on board with us. This is going to wind down the worst weekend in the history of lanceslock.com. But I do see the sun on the other side of this. So jump on board with us again. Marathon, not a sprint, lanceslock.com.
So do you still count this in the weekend? You count Monday Night Football weekend? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the way in the old booking days, I mean, it's always been Monday ends the week, at least for most.
Right.
And then Tuesday will start the new week, Tuesday through Monday.
Well, look, it was a crappy weekend. Let's end it with a win, right? That's the only way. Yeah. Weekend.
I mean, I would love to pull a 5-0 today and get off to a really, really a banging end of the week and then roll into the week, and we get rolling.
MyBookie.ag, code NextRound, lanceslock.com. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock on the Next Round.